Hey, it's your casual engineer slash producer here. I'm here with, who we here with?
Yvng Spark.
Yvng Spark. This is an artist from, where you from?
I'm from Kentucky, Covington, Kentucky.
Covington, Kentucky. He crossed the bridge to get over here just to do this interview for y'all. So what you do?
So I make music. So I rap mostly, and I do a little singing stuff sometimes. But then I'm looking to become an engineer myself.
Okay.
So that's what I'm pushing forward to. Here lately, I've been doing with just me and my friends, just recording them, and we're pushing out our music. So right now, it's just us pushing out music, and then in the future, I'm gonna start engineering.
Okay. So how long you been making music?
I've been making music for about 3 years, seriously, probably about, I would say about 1.5 to 2. But I started it right when I got out of high school a couple years ago.
Okay. How old are you?
I am 20, about to be 21 in May.
Okay, just got out of high school and said, "Fuck it, I'm about to get on it."
Mm-hmm.
Right. Gotta take your life seriously. So do you do any like side hustles? You got a job, 9 to 5?
I got a job. I'm a manager at the Walmart Auto Care Center.
Okay,
And all that.
okay.
My side hustle, I'm hoping it to be my engineering eventually.
Okay.
Once I get there, I'm starting to get used to it and getting better with it. But for right now, I just do a little 9 to 5.
Right. Ain't it crazy how like you go in the game wanting to be a rapper and then you start really learning the ropes about the engineering producing. You start to really fall in love for the other side.
So I had a dude I went to, right, and he helped me out find my sound. Like I didn't even know what I was doing with the mic. I could rap outside the mic, got on the mic, and it was like, okay, this is different. Like
Yeah.
the mic sound was different. I was like, I don't know how to use this auto-tune. I don't know how to do this. He helped me out with it, and I was just watching him. He had a screen like that, and I was watching him. I was like, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So it made me want to do it, and I had it in my head. It's like it's hard to make it as an artist, but it's easier to make it as an engineer. You make
Right.
more money that way, and you can do what you love, and you can still make music and still make
Right.
money. So
Yeah.
that was my thought process on that. So I saved up for a studio thing, and I bought it and started going crazy with it.
Right. So you just been like educating yourself through YouTube and books or what?
So I went on the YouTube, try to figure stuff out. Sometimes I'll look at clips to like figure some cool like tricks out, but my attention span is really crazy. My mind be going nuts, so I
Right.
couldn't focus on that. So I just got on there, played with it, and just learned it myself. Just
Right.
got on there and just played with all the plugins and just see what I could do with it, and I learned what worked and what didn't, and found my own style.
Right. You just played around and just hear what you like and what you don't like and just remember it and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
I could build me a process. I found me a little process going, and I learned every time I record, I learn something new every time.
Right. It
Every
feels
time.
good, don't it?
Every time.
Right. So would you say it was like pretty difficult getting started, like hooking up the mic and getting your inputs,
man.
ins and outs,
So
interface?
yeah. So the first time I started, I got in there, the mic wouldn't work. I don't know why the mic wouldn't work, but I had it connected to a cloud lifter. So I had my mic wasn't built for a cloud lifter.
Right.
So I found out, so I took it out, boom, it started working, and then I had this problem for a while for recording one earbud.
Yeah.
And it was because I learned about the mono cables and all
Yeah.
that, stereo cables, and it was just a process. So I had to get me a little headphone amp where I can plug in 4. So now me and my group can all have headphones on while we all record and listen, and ended up fixing the issue. So that took
Right.
me months to figure that out.
Right.
Months.
So, like, with all them problems, like, a lot of people would have said, fuck this, I'm done. So, what drove you to keep on with that?
Well, so I got close to being like, man, but I put money into it. So, like, I'm big on, so I've spent money on it, so I'm going to keep it going, but it's just my love for music kept me going. It's like, I'm going to figure this out because the gain of it's going to be worth it more in the future. So if I just stick to it and keep going, it's going to be way better. It's just going to make it. And so it was very difficult, though, because I was getting really frustrated. I was like, man, I just want to make music. I want to do this. I just want to do it myself. I want to do this. And it was hard. And I was like, you know what? I'm just kind of tired of it. I'm going to go to the studio.
Right.
But I was like, and then I said, nah, it's like, I can record my friends. We can push out our music. We could do that. It's just worth it in the process.
Right, because it is fun. It also just learning too, just to be able to like whatever you think and just be able to put it down and shit like that. So have you started producing, making beats at all, or
I
just
have
more
not.
engineering?
Just engineering. I have not made beats yet. I want to, but I'm focused on still like perfecting my process with the engineering, then going in the beats. Because I feel like that, I don't know, I feel like that's harder than, I don't know if it is or not.
Just depends on the person,
Yeah.
how your
So-
mind thinks. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm like, so my mind like I said, my mind's just full of ideas. So I feel like that might be a little struggle for me making beats because I couldn't like, it might be a good thing. I don't know. But I am here in the next year, so I want to start doing it.
Okay,
That's my goal in the
okay.
next year or so.
Okay. So I heard you did a music video shoot yesterday.
Yes.
To what song? You got a project coming out?
Yeah, it's called "Praying in the Skies." I actually made it 2 days ago, or like 3 days ago in my room.
Okay.
So we supposed to do a whole nother song called "Die Tonight." It's one of my it was like just a little like more harder song where I went deep with it and then pitched up high, and it was just like one of those hard songs. Well, the way the shoot kind of planned out, I was really messing with this song. It meant a lot to me. And it just came from my heart. So it was just like, I was listening. It's like, man, I really messed with this. It was late at night. I didn't have the proper stuff for this other song. So I was like, you know what? We're just going to wing it and do this song. It just means more to me.
Right.
And I just felt it more. And everybody was telling me, it's like, man, Wyatt, that's your best song. That, like, I ain't going to lie. Like, that makes me, it moves me. You need it that more. So everybody was telling me, like, that's it. So I just went with my gut. Even my little nephew, he likes rap music, and I said, here, I put 2 of them there. He said, which ones you like? He said, well, I really like this one. It makes me move, but this one kind of like he feels it.
Right, feel it in your heart.
Yeah,
more
so
relatable.
And he's 11 years old. For him to say that, it was just like, okay, so I'm gonna go with that one.
Right. Okay, so what you gonna do with the other one? You gonna shoot it? Or?
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot it. I'm gonna hold on to it and shoot it. That's gonna be a thing that I'm like when it gets a little warmer, I'm gonna have a little outside, a little lit shoot for it. So
okay.
I'm keeping that in the back for now. I got tons of music in the files.
Really?
Ever since I started doing my own, it's just I got tons of it. I got this boy, his name is Lil Rhino. He's like my partner in it. And we have another dude named Pi that he's a group with, and we have a song called What's Up out with
all
Street
from
Shark.
your area?
Yeah.
Street Shark, shout out Street Shark. Okay.
Yeah, so we have it with him. And my boy Lil Rhino, man, he's cold with just the way he writes. Like he writes on the spot and goes.
Oh, for
like he's cold. And me and him been pushing like crazy. We just did 2 music videos last night as well.
Okay. So when can we expect one of these music videos?
I'm not sure yet. He did say that it's going to take a little minute. He got a daughter coming on the way in 2 weeks, and he has a bunch of people that he just recorded too. Because he went to Florida and he comes back and shoots a bunch of people.
Yeah. So, Dez.
Yeah. So I don't really know when it's going to come, but then again, I'm not too impatient either.
Right, it gives you time just to working on some marketing schemes and really getting things going and get on the road. So is this your first video shoot? How many?
I have 2 out.
2 out?
Yes, I have one called "Stand For," and that one I did with my Deuces act, who like got me into producing. Like he was the one that like made me want to do it. And we did that called "Stand For." It was pretty good. Like, and now it's like kind of getting on the back burner because I'm getting better and better with it. So it's but it's still hard. Right. And then we have a song "What's Up," which is like our first like trio that me, my dude Rhino and Pi did. And we just did it at my friend's Rhino's house, and it just turned out being hard. And I had a little cheeky vibe on it. So I was like, and I never did something like that. I was like, that's hard. We got to get. So we did a music video, put it out, and it did okay. Like, it did couple hundred, like 3, close to 4. But on TikTok, it did like 3,000 views on it. So
damn, okay.
It kind of went up, but it didn't do as much as I wanted it to. But it still did something.
Right. Still had a little emotion with it. Still, so.
Nothing has came to my first song that I ever dropped. My first song that I actually did, and it turned out right. It was my second song that I ever did, but first song that I released that turned out right.
You engineered it yourself?
I did not.
Too? Oh, someone
no,
else
it was my dude Zach that did it. It was called "Regardless." It was my first song right out of high school. It did 1K in like a week.
Damn.
And it stopped at 1.3, but that was like my most viewed song still to this date.
When you saw that and felt that, you was probably like, yeah, I know what I want to do.
Man, yeah.
Right.
When I seen that, I was like, oh, they mess with me like that?
Right.
I was like, okay, like, I was like...
Damn, they didn't even want to drop the song at first. Yeah. Nervous, huh?
Yeah, I was so nervous because, like, I mean, it sounds good to this day. It sounds good, but it's nothing what I make now.
You talking about, like, the engineering-wise or sonically or your flow-wise?
The flow was hard, but, like, in the same, all of it. My guy started out doing the same stuff when I started it, so we went up together. Okay. So, I mean, it sounded good. But his stuff sounds way better now. My flow was good. The words were good. It's just now it's way better.
This was about 2 years ago, right?
Yeah, about 2 to 3.
Yeah, of course. Elevate. You probably made hundreds of songs since then.
Just about.
Yeah. So what type of rap do you freestyle? You write or a little bit of both? Punch in.
So you're probably gonna get into what motivates me. We're gonna get into that. But so basically, some stuff happened where I used to write. Some stuff happened where, like I said, my mind's just crazy. Like I can't sit still and write. So pretty much I go on my stuff and I freestyle it. And then, I delete and then, like, okay, like, fix it up a little bit. But then I'll, like, edit. Sometimes punch. But no, I just freestyle. I don't write no more. The song, that Praying in the Sky, I wrote the hook and then one verse. And then I did the second verse, freestyled it. And that's what I do. I'm not good at freestyling on the spot. But like if I'm sitting there by myself, I can freestyle like flows and melodies.
In your zone. Right.
So that's what I kind of do. That's my process. I don't really write no more. I can't sit there and write.
Right.
It's hard for me right now.
So was that first song that you did, was that written?
It was written.
Okay.
The last song I wrote was this called Laugh Later. And we were supposed to do a video to that, but I just kept making better songs. And it's getting pushed back. And that's more like an A-Boogie type thing. And that's the last song I wrote. And that was about over a year ago.
Okay. Do you ever like go back to your old songs and then like hear the engineering, like want to fix it up? Like just knowing that you could do better now?
I don't know if I'm the only one like this, but I have, and then I try to redo it, and it's just like it don't come out the same.
Right.
I don't know why it's like that for me. It's just like if I do it one time and I try to go back and do it, it's weird. I can't do it again. Right. I don't know why it's like
different
that.
time of your life, different thoughts. You know, what
voice
I'm
too.
saying?
My voice was way higher back then than it is now. It's getting deeper and deeper as it goes, and then just the way I can control my voice now is different. So I try it, but I get aggravated with it when I do try to go back on songs and redo it.
Right. So it's just better just to move on, like take the L or whatever, just accept it. Know you grow.
Sometimes I do take bars out of old songs. It's like okay, like I'm not gonna release this, so I'm gonna take a bar out of it. And put it to a new song. I do that.
Right.
And then and I change the flow to it, or maybe chop up some words, and I do that though.
Yeah,
but other than
that's
that,
a common thing.
I kind of drop the song if it's not like what to my standards now. What is now, I drop it and then just take it and put maybe something else if it pops up.
Okay. So you about 3 years in? Okay, so it's hard out here. So what's like motivating you just to push it and just to keep it going?
So basically, when I first started doing it, it was just like everybody's like, okay, whatever, ha ha ha, like you ain't like shrugging it off and all that, and then. My first, besides my friend, like my 2 close friends and stuff, and then like the one I make music with now, it was my mom. My mom was like, "That's cool, like you're good, like that's actually like that's like, oh wow, I didn't know you could do that." I always wanted to make music since a little kid. I was in an apartment, and then the guy downstairs had a full setup, like full soundboard, like booth and all, and this is a little apartment. And I got in there, did a little, like he just wanted us to play around with it. I played around with it, did a little like football freestyle type shit.
Right.
Am I allowed to cuss on here?
Yeah, you good.
Okay,
do your thing.
And so like it was like, all right, so I liked it. I was like, I always wanted to do that, but never did it. I used to write as a kid. Like I was just angry kid. I was an angry kid, so I used to write just for my problems, but never showed nobody. I was embarrassed.
Right.
But when I finally did it, my mom was like, "Oh, you're like actually good, blah blah blah." Like, and this is when I first started, so I wasn't even as good as I am now. And she's like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna make it. You're gonna be a star, blah blah blah." Coming from a mom that like makes you feel good.
Right.
And my dad, he don't like rap music at all. He's a country guy. And he was like, you know what? That's actually fire. That first song I dropped. He loved that song. Apparently, he knew it from word to word. I didn't know that.
Damn.
Yeah. There's this lady named Miss Huff. She was like a second grandma to me. She loved all types of music. He would go over there and play my songs to her and just sing it word for word. And she told me recently, I seen her last week. She said, "Yeah, your dad was like word for word." Well, I wasn't taking music seriously when my mom passed. And I was like, dang, like I was in a mental state to the point where like I didn't want to do music no more.
Right.
And I was like, dang, like I was like, and I just kept remembering her saying, "You're gonna be good at it. You're gonna be a star. You're gonna keep going, keep going."
Voice playing back in your head. Yeah.
And then 6 months later, my dad passed.
Damn, sorry for all that, man.
And yeah, it was really tough for me. Still tough. This was like last year type shit. So like this was like recently.
Yeah.
And it does mess with me, and that's what Praying in the Sky was kind of about, like my problems and all that. So it kind of messed with me, but then again, it was like kind of made me change in a way and push myself. Because I was like, okay, I need to find something to get my mind off of this because I can't be in this dark hole no more.
For sure, yeah.
So music was my way out. But my dad, me learning that my dad was going around telling everybody, "Oh, look, this is my son, blah, blah, blah. Look
Don't even like rap. Yeah.
It made me feel good. And then like 2 months after my grandpa passed of cancer.
Damn.
So it hit me. 3 people in a year hit me.
People, yeah.
Like carried all their caskets, like all that. Like it messed with me mentally. And then so after my grandpa passed, that's what that pushed me to buy a studio. I said, I gotta get a studio. I gotta do it my own. I gotta find something. And that's what really pushed me. And then that's the only good thing that came out of that is just my music. And it's like when all that happened, it's like my style of music switched too. My voice, my melody, my everything.
I noticed that too. Yeah.
As soon as that, it just switched. It just went to a whole different demon mode type shit in my head. So that's why I can't sit there and write because my mind's crazy. So now it's just like, it made me, I used to not be able to freestyle nothing.
Right. Your pen can't keep up with your mind. You know what I'm saying? You just got too much.
So now I hop in there and it's just like, I got that anger in me. I can release that out. I got that pain in me. I can release it out. And it turned into a kind of like a blessing in a way. It's not a blessing, but it turned into some type of blessing.
Right.
So that's what really motivates me is that it's just like, them believing in me. It was like I never thought my dad would be supporting that. I never thought that. My mom, I didn't think she would even care for real. And it's just like that pushes me. And then now like I got a good support system behind me, like friends and a little bit of family. And it's like Okay, so that motivates me a lot.
Right. So you got like people looking up to you, like even if they wasn't, you still like feel like you gotta make an impression somehow. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
it's like
saying?
I feel like I got a lot of weight on my shoulder, and I gotta kind of like keep a high standard up. It's like, okay, like I can't let this affect me, but it's therapy to me. I always say therapy, and I'm like, that's what I always say, and it's like it really does help me. It's like if I'm down one day, or like I'm just like really in a thing, I go out, me and my friends record. When I leave that finished product, like rough or whatever, and I listen to it, I'm like, oh, I'm happy again. I wake up to work, excited to go to work, go in my car and play it in the speaker, and just listen to it all day at work. I'm excited at that, and it changes my mood. And without music, I don't even know what I would even do for real.
Right, right.
So that's what really most motivates me because it brings me some type of happiness. And then again, it's like my nephews, like they love my especially my older one. He really likes my music,
Right.
but I don't have a lot out, so he don't get to listen to it. And that's what I'm trying to this year. I'm focused on is releasing and all that. So like him's like all excited hearing my music and all that. That makes me happy. It's like and then everybody's like, you know, like you motivate me. Like you've been through all this and that, and you're still going and pushing
Still
for something you
going,
love.
still
And it's like
going.
okay, like if I'm really making an impact on some people, it's like okay, that makes me happy. That's more than enough.
Right.
And if music does that for me, then it does that for me. Because a lot of people like look at it like okay, you make music and like they judge.
Yeah.
They like, huh?
Definitely. What? You make
like-
music? That's it? What you do with your life?
And you rap, and they like, haha, you rap. Is
right,
that
you
all
a
you gonna
SoundCloud rapper? all
Yeah,
that
is that all you
shit.
gonna do with your life? It's like,
Like-
nah. Like, I mean, I'm gonna have it part of my life. Definitely, it's going to be a
yeah.
part of my life. I don't care if I'm working a 9 to 5. I'm gonna be doing what I'm probably gonna work a 9 to 5 the rest of my life and make music.
Yeah.
Even if I make it, say if I make it big, I'm probably gonna work some type of job.
Right.
Because
Or
that stuff's
create something
never
like that.
guaranteed.
Right.
Never guaranteed. You can make it. It happens all the time. Rappers make millions of dollars. They lose it all, and they lose their buzz.
Exactly.
Nothing's guaranteed.
You got to really learn business and merch and sales.
Ooh.
Like they say, one thing every successful person, millionaire, have in common: they can sell. You know what I'm saying? And if you depending on like a lot of artists that really fail, they depend on labels to do their sales. You know what I'm saying? Like yeah, now we in the world of like we can market ourselves and stuff, but a lot of times artists feel like they shouldn't. So it's like it's good to really learn how to sell and market,
And that's
really
what I'm
get
getting
out
better
there.
with. That's my problem is my marketing and my push. I don't know how to market. I'm trying to like edit videos too because that's what I'm trying to get better at. But the label thing is tricky. That's a tricky
Yeah.
thing. And I always tell myself I don't want a label
Right.
because they would take everything you got.
Yeah.
And then they'd be like, "Oh, I'm gonna give you this studio time, this and that," and then you make some sales, and they'd be like, "Oh, here's $1."
Right.
And you're like, "What do you
Right.
mean?" I like,
Your
"What do you mean?"
sales.
And
right.
it's like, "Well, your studio time, the bookings, all this and that, then all the traveling,
Tours,
it's
all
like,
that.
It's like, and it's not worth it to me. Like, if I can't be, and plus they take a rights to your music. If I can't
Yeah.
release when I want to release, make what I want to want. If I like a song and you're like, and they're like, "Nah, I don't like that."
Redo
one.
that.
Yeah, like, nah, I
What?
like that one. Like,
I feel this.
it's like so that's the tricky part because it is hard out there without a label because they do push you. They do have connects. They do push you, and it's like, wait a minute, like I can do all that myself. It might take
Yeah.
longer. It might be harder, but that's what makes it more worth it, though.
Yeah, sometimes it's good to not be so spoiled. You feel me? Like, because it's good to really give yourself a backbone and really give yourself grit. Because if you have someone else doing it for you, it's like they can cut you off. Like, what you
Easy.
gonna do?
Yep.
They're gonna cut your line. You feel me? And then you ain't really prepared for that type of situation because you ain't really go through them phases of building a type of character that you need to really carry on independently. So that's good. That's good.
Definitely, music to me, like it's more than just music. It's a lesson for me. You know, it's teaching me how to market. It's teaching me like life skills in a way.
Right.
And it's like, and then if somebody's else helping you and doing that, and you're not learning nothing. I mean, you can sit back and like somebody doing something for you, you can learn it, blah blah blah. But like, it's building character for you,
Right.
and it's showing you how to hustle, showing you how to grind, and then you get to, and it's like it's just a lot of it's not even you're not even risking nothing. It's more reward. You're with the label. You don't do right. You don't do good. You're losing a lot of money.
Right.
So
a lot
you're
of times they drug you up.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah. So therefore, like, there's a lot of risk and reward with labels, or and then a lot of people envy you,
Exactly.
and they and then like say, oh, you got talent. Well, that's money.
Right.
We're gonna steal your money. We're gonna steal your likeness. We're gonna steal that.
Right. And break you down too, to where it's like you ain't even the same person. You feel me? Like
You feel trapped. You feel like locked up.
right.
And that's a tough part because you don't know. There's a lot of people in the industry that you don't know who's really looking out for you and who's really trying to take advantage of you.
Right.
And I'm learning that, like,
especially with just in life.
and
Like,
life in general, man. Life in general, I learned that the hard way ever since I was little. I grew up really rough.
Right.
So I seen a lot of stuff, and that's one thing I'm grateful for. I would never change my life in any way. I seen how things play out, I seen how people react. I seen good people and I seen some really bad people that have like just bad intentions, and that's what helps a lot. Like, but I see that a lot. People like to take advantage of your talent and they're going to try it.
Right,
And
right.
that's the issue in the industry. And the big thing in the industry is everybody envies everybody. Like I'm big on working with anybody. I work with anybody. I don't care who you are.
Right.
I won't charge you for nothing. And in reality though, like if I mess with your music, I won't even charge you for studio time. Just come on, we can make a song type stuff.
Right.
That's how I am. A lot of people around be like, they don't want to do that because like if you make a little more buzz in them, they get envy of it.
Right.
And it's like, wait
instead
a
of
minute.
learn from that or get inspired by it.
And the thing is, like, so the Cincinnati and Covington area, Kentucky is kind of similar. We kind of like right over the bridge. It's like similar. Cincinnati has more of a buzz than Kentucky though, and they have a lot of dope artists over here. But the thing is though, it's like, why ain't we all working together and build up with each other? You know what I mean? We could do that easily. We got the talent. Kentucky has talent, and Cincinnati has talent. All around here, they got. I've met some of the dopest rappers I ever heard.
Right.
But nobody wants to work together and build it up.
Like how ATL or Memphis be doing it. Like they collabing, engineering, producing, all together. Everybody's in one big room, just really doing it. But I do notice here, it's like every man for themselves. Like,
and it shouldn't be that way. I did realize every man for themselves. If we all come together and do something, it'd be crazy.
Right, everybody would end up eating. Everybody would get a name to where it's like, even if like it's crazy as even if you don't have good music, it's just like Atlanta. It was some people like didn't even have good music, but the way that people collaborate, it brought in ears from outside of other people to like start liking certain people. Like it's artists like, bro, this artist trash, but he's getting likes and getting people because
from the market,
exactly because everybody had collaborated and also brought other fans to really broaden up to horizon of like type of music like with mumble rap. You know what I'm saying? It's like that wouldn't really be so big if Atlanta wasn't really collaborating the way that was collaborating to bring in other people to think different and like, okay, because not everybody like everybody, but it's a big world. There's a certain group of people that likes a certain group of people. You know what I'm saying?
True.
But it's hard to really find them people when everybody's just working for themselves and not really bringing in other different type of listeners. Like a lot of people is not going to tune in Cincinnati because either it's going to be for one person or there's just they'd rather go somewhere with a larger margin of music. Like so
it's more like the popularity thing.
Exactly.
But I believe that this area can get there for sure. And the thing is, like with people like I don't understand it because when you work with somebody, you can learn off anybody.
Yeah, for sure.
Like you could meet somebody and then like and just the way they do stuff, you're like, wait a minute, like that's fire. Like and, like not biting off their style, but you learn something. It's like, okay, like you did it something this way and that worked. It's like, wait a minute, like maybe if I try that, is that gonna work? Maybe not, maybe it will, but you learn. Like I said, like when I go in the studio, I catch a tip from every time I look at it, I catch something. I'm like, ooh, that's what I'm doing wrong. That's why I'm sounding like that. That's why there is a little bit distorted. So if I do that, it's gonna bring it down. It's gonna be better.
Right, exactly.
And I ain't going. And more I work with people is like the more like it just feels better. The more I like doing music because you never know what you can come up with. I work with some artists that like I made some like crazy stuff that I would never do. Like my boy Rhino, we made songs that like it's not my style at all. I started out as a trap rapper, like just making that hard stuff. Now I can make that singing stuff.
Very get more melodic.
Yeah,
I feel like that's more you too, for real, especially with all the pain that just happened.
Yeah, so I always like. I mean, I don't got the best voice, but I always wanted to sing. I always wanted to be able to sing. I can't sing, but I always wanted to, and so I never unlocked my like style like that. I felt uncomfortable.
The vocal side.
And then when I got with my dude Rhino, we made songs like we would sit there for hours, like late at 3 a.m. Still to this day do that. I don't like my melodical side because he does it. He don't even care. He might not have the best voice, but it turns out being really good.
Right.
He has a great voice.
The flow.
But and it's like, okay, I'm gonna try it. And it was just me and him, and I tried it. I'm like, ooh, I could do that. Yeah. That's crazy. So that's what I'm saying. You never know what you can unlock when you work with other people.
Right. Yeah, definitely. And it's like you either learn what to do or what not to do. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, I see that went wrong. That's wrong, or something, or that was a bad experience. So like you can learn from a lot of stuff. So what would you say artist wise that inspires you in your flow? Like
so when I first started making music, I was like, I want to sound like him. I want to sound like him. you can't sound like them. You're not them.
Yeah, right.
You're not them. I found that out the hard way. I was like, I want to sound like YSNS Flow. Like, I like that sound.
Okay.
You can't do that.
Right.
Well, the artist that I listened to the most throughout high school was Montana 300.
Okay.
That was my dude. I listened to
Lyrical.
But then a lot of people say my style like A Boogie. I listen to A Boogie like a lot, but like not his newer stuff, but his older stuff. Like back when he was popping. But like I never thought like that's gonna be my style. Like I never like try to go off of him. But everybody saying like A Boogie and all that. I'm like, huh? But I honestly, it's just like out of nowhere my style kicked off. So I don't really I stopped looking at artists like I want to sound like them. I want to be like them because I was getting too caught with that. Yeah. So I was like, I want to sound like them. I'm gonna do that. Yeah. And it's like, why am I not sounding like that? And my studio dude was like, because you're not them.
Right, you don't have the voice. You don't have that voice.
And he was also telling me, he's like, also, they got $50,000 equipment hooked up.
Yeah.
And like
$10,000 mic.
And he said, and plus the person too, like, I mean, they make millions of dollars and they've been doing this for 20 plus 30 years. And he said, we just not there yet. Right. So that's why he said they got these compressors, they got this, and plus the mic, they got a $20,000 mic, $50,000 mic. He said, you ain't gonna sound like them, plus you're not them. Right. And I realized that. I mean, you can kind of get like that, but you can't sound like that. Yeah. So I stopped really going into like what artist inspires me, and I stopped listening to outside music, and I started listening to my music, and I learned my own style. But everybody keeps telling me it's like A Boogie, like that's what like you remind me of A Boogie. And
so that's where they think it's coming from.
That's what that's what they say. That's what I'm hearing. They say A Boogie. Sometimes a little Polo every now and then. I mean, I'm like I can see that.
I can see.
And then like I don't know, like. I've been thinking about that, like what artists really inspired me. Because I listened to a lot of like rappers around here. I didn't listen to a lot of mainstream. Like there's this one rapper in Covington named Stax when I was younger. He was fire. Like I was like, okay, he's heat. But like I could never do the stuff he could do because he's his own person. And so I kind of like started listening to a lot of around here. Like Birdo, he was fire. That's like one of my favorite. Like he was fire. Campaign Dizzy. If I'm saying that right, that melodical type rap, that's that right there. I was like, that's hard, like and all that, but I can never pinpoint an artist that inspired me.
So you said you really listen to Montana 300, but you getting inspired by like melodic sounds.
Yeah, I love the melodic music. I like the singing. Like if you sing rap, like that singing rap type stuff, I'm gonna automatically tune into it.
Right.
That was always my ear, but I never made that. Even when I first started, I was always on that like Lil Baby flow. Like my first song, that Regardless song, that was like a Lil Baby type deal. But every song I realized is make different, but I still got my own type of flow to it. And I realized it's like if I keep getting hung up on like trying to sound like this, trying to be inspired by this, it's like I'm not gonna be in my creative way.
Yeah, you'll sound too much like the person.
And everybody's like, "Oh, you just trying to be a knockoff of them."
Right.
So I just did my.
That works sometimes though. It do. But nah, fuck doing that though. Yeah. Forget being like that.
That Laugh Later song is one of my hardest songs that I haven't put out there yet.
Oh, the Drake remix?
No, it's just I call it Laugh Later. Okay. It's because like they used to laugh at me. Like I used to say that they used to laugh at me because I wanted to make music, so I call it Laugh Later. And it was like that A Boogie type flow. Right. And a lot of beats that I do use is an A Boogie beat. I like I like the style of it.
The sounds, the chords, the pianos, the orchestra.
Either the beats that I usually use is ESTG beats, a baby beat, or it's either Lil TJ Polo or that A Boogie. That's really my beats.
Okay.
Juice WRLD every now and then. I do some Juice WRLD beats. I love Juice WRLD, but I can never do his style of music. I can't do it.
Right.
My other dude, Rhino, he's the closest you can get to that.
Okay. So what's your end goal?
So my end goal, obviously everybody's goal when you're in music is to make it big.
Right,
but the percentage of that in reality is like slim to none.
Let's get a little more detailed.
My goal is, this is my goal. So now that I'm producing, right, I have a good music group. I want to be able to help artists eventually. I want to be able to be like, okay, like you're dope. Come get some studio time. Let's get your music out there. Let's see what we could do. I want to be a successful engineer, make beats and stuff. Just my goal is to make a living off music in different ways. Maybe not like I said, I might have that 9 to 5, but I might bring in some extra cash through it. But my goal is just to really keep music in my life all the way till I grow old and just see what I could do. Like, cause music involves like year by year.
Yeah, sometimes every 6 months.
Yeah, so I want to keep up with that, but then like really my goal is to have a nice little group. Like I already got a nice group, but my goal is to be able to like do stuff like this. You know what I mean? Be able to have the recording studio, be able to have podcasts. Like one of my friend, he wants to be a cameraman.
Mm-hmm.
We all have this group where we all want to do something in music.
Yeah.
And that's just the goal. It's just to do something in music.
And it probably all correlates to a bigger thing too.
And then like maybe one day maybe in the next year we have our own little like group where it's like we got the building with the studio, we got this, we got like that, everything. That's my goal, is to have a big thing where like I can have everything and do everything with music and be able to help artists.
Right.
Because I mean, like money's great, getting the money's great, but like I want to help people. You know what I mean? That's all I do. I want to push.
Bro.
I want to push artists. I want to push the area. That's my goal. It's like I said, like everybody should come up. That's my goal. I want to put the area.
Put it on the map. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. I love music. So to a point where like I want to see this area with music win. And that's like, and I've been getting told by my friends like, man, like you need to stop doing that sometimes, because like you gonna get like that somebody's gonna bite you in the end. Like you're being too giving. Like you'd be like, oh, you're giving this dude free studio time when you can easily charge like time for it. And it's like at the end of the day, I don't really care, because like at the day I'm learning, I'm practicing, I'm hearing some cool music, and maybe the song that I do can change that artist's life. So it's like,
see, me, I gave free studio time for about 2 years straight, just because I loved it. For real, it's just mainly because I loved it, and it's just you really push yourself in the way of just getting things done. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people jump in there, yeah. I noticed a lot of people that start charging right away, you're not really there yet. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you got a little something going on, but it's just more to that than just start charging. Like when it comes to engineering, you got to really like know, because I seen other engineers that just push the buttons like, okay, that's it. Like, well, you ain't put the BPM, you ain't key their auto-tune, and you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, yeah, bro.
You seen that?
I seen that. I'm just like, and you're charging people like, what? Like, what are you doing?
I would have been mad.
Exactly. Oh, it's like, and then I had a session with one dude, and I was like, let me see how you engineer. And I'm just like, he was recording the artist, and the artist was like recording and like kind of messed up on a take. And I looked at the engineer, I was like, you want to accept that take? Like, when you go, because you want the artist to be the best of them. Like, you don't want, I don't want to send the artist a song when I know they fucked up in the song. Yeah, we're going to handle that right then and there. I was like, you're going to accept that take?
So I might be wrong, because like I'm so new with this. So what I do, I record raw. Like when they put the vocals down, I don't put nothing on except for this plugin called Chorus, and it just pops your raw out.
Yeah.
And so they record raw, and if it don't sound good raw, I'm not gonna let them do it.
Yeah, I'm not even talking about like the sound. I'm talking about like, say if they mess up on a word.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
And they keep it.
Exactly. I was like, you gonna accept that take that kind of like stuttered? Yeah. You heard a certain click that wasn't clean, wasn't cohesive,
or didn't hit that beat right.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, you gonna keep that take? Yeah. Like what?
I'm used to perfecting that take.
Exactly. I was like, yo, we take that take while you're there, you know what I'm saying? And then that engineer was just not doing it. I'm just like, why are you charging these people? Like, you're not even doing it for the love. Like, when you really love something, you ain't gonna let that shit just go. Like
I actually, man, now that you said that, I have a story with that. My dude Ryan, before I had a studio, we went to this studio around here. This dude, I ain't gonna say name. I don't even know his name, but I went in there. Awkward. He was telling me, I don't even like rap music. And I'm like, well, that's what we doing. He's like, all they talk about is popping pills, doing this. I'm like, okay, you get on my nerves now. So I'm getting in there, and I'm like, I said it. I'm like, that don't sound right. He said, no, it sounds great. It looks good on my end. It sounds good. Like, I like it. And I'm like, that don't sound right. Like, don't.
It's your vision, though.
And it's like, I said, like, that doesn't, like, it wasn't even on timing for real. It really wasn't.
Oh, it probably didn't have the BPM down.
And he's like, no, that sounds good. And then like we got that mix that same day, pushed out like that, and I was like, and he kept arguing me, saying this sounded good. I wanted to retake it. He was just fighting me on it.
Yeah, I wouldn't. And it's just like, because it's your vision. This is your song. This is what you paying for. Yeah, even if I might think you took a better take, I'd be like, yo, I think this take is better. But if you really feel more comfortable with this take, we will go with that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's at the end of the day, it's your song.
Because what he cared about was getting it quick as done. Pushing you out, getting you out the door. That's all he cared about. The money and go.
Yeah, No, I care about actually having the art. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what thing is I don't understand is too, like, if you do that, ain't your name on that as well?
Yeah.
Like, ain't that label to you as well?
Yeah.
Like,
see, they don't care about they just care about the money. Like, I don't care about my name. Like, bro, it's not even just that. Like, it's like a real artist, they do a painting, and if it's something a little bit wrong, they're going to tweak that shit. They ain't going to put that shit up on the wall, bro. They're going to keep tweaking it, restart, or what?
I don't know. Like, you could be, like, the dopest engineer, but somebody gets on that mic and just puts trash on there. You might not be able to make it what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it just like if the artist is good, but you're making it terrible. Like it's just like your name's on that.
Right.
You're going to affect your own name with
right.
that.
If the artist is good, that shit makes it a lot easier. Especially
It does.
That makes it a lot easier.
I recorded somebody that just couldn't even put it down. I'm like, he's like, oh yeah, this is gonna sound good. I said, man, you're not even on timing.
Yeah.
It's gonna be pitchy. And
yeah,
he's like,
just communicate. Just tell them, just communicate. It was like, yo, this could be a lot better. You're not, because if you don't communicate, they ass get butthurt at the end of the day.
Some people are hard headed though.
Yeah.
Some people like you tell them like, hey man, that just wasn't it. Like you got to do it better. And they're like, what do you mean I got to do it better? I'm like, it's not gonna sound right. And the one guy recorded, he like was like, oh yeah, that sounds good, blah blah. I put the final mix on there, and I was like, man, I ain't gonna lie, like you're pitchy all over the place. Like it's,
right.
I said, I mean, I can get a Melodyne and spend hours on it, and I still don't think I can make your stuff right.
Right, exactly.
And he's like, oh, I like it. I'm like, okay.
Right, yeah. But, it's your work. You pay.
But at the end of the day, I didn't feel comfortable sending that out.
Right.
I knew, like, he could have done better. I mean, I ain't saying he's trash, but he didn't put it down right. I mean, he was new too anyway.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's just like, that's a tough thing. It's way better when they know what they're doing. Like, when they can just... It's like, oh, that's easy for me.
Right,
but
exactly.
a lot of... I met some engineers that are very just quick and just don't care about it. I like it when they get deep and dive into it.
Yeah.
You know, like doing the cool where you cut out the beat and it pops that word out and then comes back in.
Yeah, it drops. Called drops.
I don't know the terminology. I just be playing with it. But when you go into there doing that or doing some cool
put in the
tricks,
drops, put in some automation
stutters,
and shit like that.
I'm still learning that stuff, but I feel like you care about the music when you do that, and that just makes a song pop more. A lot of people just put it on there, don't do nothing to it, barely even put some basic stuff on there. And
see how I got and kept a lot of my clients is because I'm the one that does it. I edit right on the spot, like do the drops, do the stutters, whatever you need, like on the spot. Because like I'm more of a producer engineer. Like I really put my art into it, and then we all just collab together.
How it's supposed to be.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
and when I'm in sessions with pretty much the only people I record now is my group. It's just because I'm used to recording them, and then I'm just focused.
You're sharpening your skills.
Yeah, and I'm focusing right now on us going up, and at the time of me just recording other people, and plus I'm not like I don't have a spot. Somebody come in, so I'm mobile with it. I pack it up and put it up to your house. Is what I do. But that's kind of sketchy sometimes because you never know who's going to be like, oh yeah, come over, record here, and then come in like give me your stuff.
Try to rob you and shit.
Like no, we not doing that. But I try to do it on spot, like where I try to do that stuff, and then we did a song called Murder, which we did a music video last, and it was just the story was my friend P.O. came, found a little bit of alcohol in his stuff, and we thought he was gonna get locked up for a while, and that was my dude making music, and I was like, dang, so he said we're gonna make one last hit, and he came in like he just came in there. He said, they might lock me up tomorrow. I said, fuck it, slide today. I said, all right, yeah. And I did this like deep, like demon voice underneath it. I just cut it, and it turned out to be the best stuff I ever produced.
Yeah.
I don't personally like my verse on it. Like I like it, but it's not like my best verse I ever put down. But engineering wise,
the sound of it, the
like
vocal, the sonics of it,
that was crazy. And that's when I started really loving just the cutting the beats and started going. I did that, and I was like, I didn't think I could do that, and I just did. I said, you know what, like. We got all the time tonight. I might as well try it, and that's when I started really doing that.
Yeah, get creative. Yeah, man. Put chop the beat, put a filter on a part of it. You know what I'm saying? Give it that like dark effect, like underwater effect.
Yeah, and now I do that. Now it's fun, like really creative, and that makes a song pop, and it makes the artist feel great because you're putting effort into the music.
Yeah, bro, you ain't just pushing the damn. But I can't stand that.
I can't either.
Yeah,
I can't either.
When I first really like got into it, I would go to like other engineering, other sessions just to see how the engineer goes, and a lot of like 90% of engineers that I figured out, like, they don't really be about that. If I go into your session and if you not trying to get the BPM right away or trim the beat right away, I'm just like, what are you doing? Because that's like the first steps, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, I be seeing that. I'm just like, for one, you're making your life a whole lot harder. But two, it's just like, it's just not going to, the feel and the bounce and everything is just not going to be right. And it's just, you're not really doing your job.
Yeah,
like, you're getting paid to do a job.
First thing I load the beat up. First thing I do, I go into TuneBat. That's what I use. And I put the beat in there and it tells me the BPM and it tells me the key.
Exactly.
I put the BPM in there and there's this little spot where you change the key on there. I change it in there. So like, I mean, I don't know if it does anything, but I just know it reminds me what the key is, so I don't forget it, and it keeps. I can look back when I go in there and put it in there. But yeah, I realized there's been times where I forgot, like it's automatically set on 120.
Yeah.
So like there's times where I record it and I did it, and I was like, look back, like, why is this not sounding right? Right,
your delays is off, your reverbs.
And then I
stuff
seen
like
the
that.
120 on there, and I was like, I forgot to change the BPM, and I tried to change it like after everything, and that's when I learned like you can't do that.
Yeah,
it has to be right on the spot.
Yeah, that and it's a thing on Pro Tools. It's called Elastic Audio. You will have to do that. It's pretty much you can reshape the form of different BPMs and stuff like that. It's pretty different.
Yeah, I use Logic, so I don't know. I'm still learning this stuff on there. It's a lot. Like, you learn something every time.
Yeah, just learning the software is a lot. Then learning how to EQ, compress.
I
and all that
started
stuff.
doing that first before I learned the software. Like, I learned the basics of the software, then I started going into there, and now I'm learning like the cool tricks of like like what you could do with it. And it's hard. It's a lot.
It's fun though.
It is.
It's fun. Like, only certain people can really like it because you have to be a type of person that likes knowledge and like what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like if you like what you're doing, you want to know as much as you can so you can do it efficiently and right and just to really have no problems. It's like it's so comfortable of doing something you really like actually know than just faking shit. You feel me? Like when you fake shit, you gotta like lie, back shit up, and you can actually see it in the long run. Like do you really know what you're doing, or you say you know what you're doing?
True.
You know what I'm
and
saying?
then, so like my process is when I do it, I give them a nice little rough mix where it sounds good.
Always, yeah.
I give them a nice little rough mix, and then I go home and I spend a week maybe on it. And that's what I do now. It's just basically where I'm at that week time. The only reason why it takes that long is because I'm learning. And I'm still figuring it out. And then by the time I try stuff out, and maybe one day I'm just doing bull crap where I'm cutting the beats out. I'm doing those animations. I'm doing that. And sometimes I don't even use none of them. Like at the end, I'm like, yeah, nah, I'm just not sounding good.
Right.
And all that. And then that to me is fun, just learning and doing that. But it takes time, and I realize that. And I gotta be patient with it. I'm impatient as can be. I'm an impatient person. But this is teaching me patience.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You ever like go walk back and forth from the car and shit, hear the car mix back home, sit there, be like, God damn, this shit sounded good at home. Like,
it's like, so I hear it on my headphones, like, okay, that sounds good. Go in the car, it's like, dang, the beat's too high.
Right.
My vocals is way too high, or that's distorted, or like the reverb is way too much. And it's like, and it's annoying.
Boxy or fucking too thin.
Yeah, but then like there's like different type of headphones you can get now. That's expensive little things. There's I think this is one. Was that you that got them headphones?
Yeah, the VSX.
Yeah,
the VSX.
You've been using them?
Yeah, they help out a lot.
They do?
Yeah, they really increase my mixing skills. So I really use I used to use mixed references, but not as much as I do now. So I'll listen to a song, like a fire ass song. So it depends on the artist. So like hard rappy songs, I go to Money Man because just the way his vocals and how his shit just hits with the beat. I use Money Man as a mixed reference for like rappy vocals and shit. So I'll pick up a Money Man song and I'll just listen to that, and then I'll go to Pro Tools and just try to match it sonically just to really get that cohesiveness. And then if it's like someone more like you or something like that, like your type of style on the melodic, I'll listen to like K Camp or something like that.
Hey, that's fire.
His damn lyrics is fucking impeccable. The way his his reverbs his delays, and just the crispiness of it. So Slate Audio really helped me with going back and forth with the mixed references. And so like I'll listen to like on the car sound, I listen to Money Man on the car, and then I go back to my mix and then listen to it on the car and then tweak it to try to make it sound that same cohesiveness and stuff like that.
That is my problem right now. Is just going back and forth. I gotta go back and forth. I gotta go back to the car. I gotta come back. I put in my beat headphones.
I know. It's cold now.
And then I go to work, put it on the Google thing we have at work. And then I just do all types of speakers, and then if it all sounds good on all, and that's when I know it's good.
Right.
And then that's the tough part. And back to you saying what I forgot about this one, speaker knockers.
Oh, I was thinking about him too. Yeah,
I forgot all about him.
Born in '94, I got the tattoo.
Man, there's some stuff. I mean, I listened to him more than any probably back in that day. Back in the time I was in middle school, listened to him a lot.
Yeah,
he definitely comes out of some of my music.
Yeah, he inspired a whole generation now. For real.
Yeah, he did.
R.I.P. to him, man.
For real, that's one of my favorites. But that's crazy. Like when you said K Camp, I have heard that too. They be like K Camp, like you kind of like a little
K Camp.
Everybody be throwing random people. Like I got somebody comment on my stuff the other day talking about that's a little Tekka flow. I didn't see it, but I was like,
okay.
I was like, okay.
Little Tekka, yeah, he definitely is a speaker knocker's baby.
Yeah, like just that little melodic thing. I heard something, that's a little Tekka flow. I was like, huh? And I don't even listen to him, so I don't even know. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. I'll take your word.
Right, he go. That's a compliment. That's a compliment.
I guess.
Right. So shit, we about to finish up here. You got a acapella you can spit something? Let me hear something from one of your past tracks or
past tracks.
Yeah.
I can do a couple.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, look, I got one. Say, I've been praying in the sky like God, please help me when you're ready. I'm my heart hurting deep and my mind fucking with me heavy. Like God, please help me when you're ready. All right, I got you on my fault. That's my fault. Like, it's just, hey, I ain't been the same since my parents died. I've been looking. Oh, hold on, my bad, bro. It's
You
like kind of.
good? You
It's
good?
new. I ain't been the same since my parents died. I've been screaming out for some help. Yeah, my soul cry. You can see the pain in my damn eyes. That's how you can tell when a kid died. Like fuck suicide, fuck drugs. Why you gotta take mine? I've been wishing heaven had a phone line. I've been saying bad, losing my mind. Like grab the alcohol, grab the cup, and some damn ice. Ooh, I got out of breath.
Okay, yeah,
My
spitting
voice is
that
very
shit.
like kind of like because I've been recording nonstop this week, so my voice is there. And I got this one that we did another vehicle video last night. It's like stuck up in a dark world in this dark place. Saw this pain and agony tugging on my heartstrings. They don't understand me. They don't understand my pain. I feel like I'm so numb, like they gave me lidocaine. Ayy, I feel like I'm so numb. I've been feeling wasted. Put the smoke up in my lungs. I've been feeling faded. I'm just trying to be some, trying to be the greatest. I'm just trying to get it by any means. They don't understand my pain. They don't even feel me. Feel like I'm on a death race like Juice. I've been feeling empty. I've been through the struggle. I'm just trying to make it while you envy. Fucking 9 to 5. I'm just trying to be an MC.
Okay. Y'all hear it? Y'all hear it? Who we here with again?
Yvng Spark.
Okay, yeah, that's Yvng Spark. Yvng Spark at Casual Talk. Casual Talk. Stay tuned. When your next tape dropping? Video.
I don't know yet, but I'm releasing definitely February 14th. I got this song called Love Story. Me and you together like a love story. I remember the first time that you fell for me. That's coming out February 14th. That was about a little breakup thing. And then I got I'm planning on dropping 2 songs. I don't know what. There's a song called "Do Better" I might drop, but it might be some new ones that I make. I'm probably gonna go home and make a song tonight.
Okay.
And that's probably gonna be released sometime this month.
Y'all hear it? Stay tuned. Stay tuned. So got Yvng Spark. You know who it is? It's Mac. Be easy. Peace.